So I don't know exactly what I'm going to work on this truck in this video. I'm going to go to the junkyard and see what parts I can get replaced. I don't know if I want to get a replacement bumper for this, or if I want to get something new, something different, more stylish, whatever, or see if they just have one that hasn't been abused. It looks to me like the tailgate does not actually fit because it's got this two-tone silver going all the way down, but it's not on the tailgate. And the tailgate hinges are completely different. There's a bit of a gap there, so I'm thinking the tailgate has been replaced at some point. You know what really kills me about this? So, the 99 and the 2001, the Tahoe that I had, the twin-turbo Tahoe, I took parts. I actually bought two Tahoe. I think I had a 2003 Tahoe as well. The door mirrors that I don't have, I had those. I put so many parts. I had all the interior pieces. I had this and that and the headlights and all these things that are fucked up on this. I kept them off of the Tahoes that I've owned. Every single piece I could fix. And during all of my moving extravaganzas and shit, eventually I was like, you know what, I'm probably never gonna have another one of these kind of trucks, so I'm just gonna throw this shit away. Why am I keeping it? What do I need it for? This is what I fucking need it for. So, being a hoarder isn't a bad thing, as long as you can actually wander around inside your house and you're not storing your own urine in jars and that kind of crazy shit. But all these fucking things that I need, I've got them. I had them. I'll head into town today when I go and get my mail. El Dorado Tires. Never heard of it. I wonder if they're all... They probably are, that one. Yeah, some cheap Chinese shit probably. Or Mexico, who knows? I mean, why would China make an El Dorado? Anyway, go and get some brake cleaner, see if I can clean off all this brake dust. I've already asked this question before. Are Toyota 6 lugs and Chevy 6 lugs interchangeable around this body style? The answer was yes. Now my question is, if I take those hideous bastards off and slap those sons of bitches on, what would this thing look like? One thing I wasn't expecting, but I clearly should have, is that the lug nuts are seized on. I don't suppose any of you know what I did with my impact wrench. Don't worry, I found it. I know how much you guys were stressing out about me not being able to find that. So, thanks for your help. Holy crap. That thing is fighting me tooth and nail. Not a single one of those lug nuts wants to come off. So I've got to be careful doing this, because I don't want to snap a lug nut. I don't want to split one of the lug nut studs. I don't want to create more work for myself. I just want the thing to work. I just found something out. If you push against the wheel while you're doing this, it helps. And sometimes it helps to alternate between tighten and loosen. Just go back and forth, try to break whatever the hell it is that's holding it together. And this goes without saying, but jack up your vehicle a little bit. Not so that the tire comes completely off the ground, but just enough to relieve some of the pressure so that the weight of the vehicle isn't pushing down on the lug nuts. Well, that's a big negative on that. I broke my torque wrench trying to leverage it, get those last two lug nuts off, but they just won't come off. And then I switched over and I was like, okay, well, I'll try a different wheel. Those ones didn't want to come off either. So if I ever go with different wheels or tires for that truck, I will have to take it to a shop. I think what I'm going to do is schedule this thing to go down to a local garage, probably get some new brakes on it. And then what that will do is get them to take the wheels and tires off for me. And then I'll also know that the brakes are good. And I found a piece of paper inside that looks like the last time they were changed was about 70,000 miles ago. I don't know how often you're supposed to change your brakes, but wouldn't be any harm in changing them now. Plus, with them taking them off, then maybe I could go over there and grab that big-ass tire and try to throw them on here just to see how it looks, instead of just going through all of this for nothing. But I think what I also want to do is probably do a new grille, do new headlights, do new tail lights, And I've also noticed that there is a wet spot right here underneath the driver's side seat. Yeah, there it is right there. So it's dripping down onto this wire that runs underneath it. Little harness wire that runs all the way to the back. But that rusted out line that's up there, I'm assuming that that is the brake line. And it goes all the way to the back, so whatever that is, it's dripping. It kind of smells, kind of looks like brake fluid to me, so I'm assuming that that is an issue as well. Also, while it's in the shop, that'll give me the opportunity to have them look at the transmission, because some of you said that the rear differential issue is probably not the issue. So, for whatever reason, he took that off, and there's a whole bunch of debris and stuff inside of there now, so have them fill it up, clean it out. It is a four-wheel drive, so when you put it in four-wheel drive and put it in park, it will hold. So if it's a transmission problem, it wouldn't hold. But when you put it in two-wheel drive, the truck rolls away. Try to bear in mind, I want to do a budget repair. I don't want to. I've got the money, I could go buy a brand new bed. I've got the money, I could go buy a brand new fuel tank. I got the money, I could go buy a brand new tailgate and whatever the hell else. I've got the money for that. But why spend money you don't have to? You know, if you can get it used and it still works, why not? So that's the route I'm going to go with. So if you guys are thinking, well, why don't you just buy a brand new fuel tank? It's $600 goddamn dollars for one, and two, why? Why spend $600 if you can buy $30 worth of tape and glue and putty and whatever else that is gasoline resistant, and you can just plug a hole? Alright, so checking this thing out, it does have some damage to the teeth up here. I've damaged enough Toyota ones to know, just because you damage it doesn't mean it stops working. So another thing I've noticed, it's got some damage here, little indentation at the top of the center section, and it's also missing this bolt over here. I'm thinking maybe what might have happened is the bolt came loose that holds the little spider gears inside of here, and that's what gives you your limited slip and whatever else. I don't know if this has Positrack or whatever going on inside it, so if that came out and loosened up the tension and those springs that are in there that hold those two spider gears together, if those have separated, that could be what's stopping it from holding. If those two aren't in unison, if they aren't, I don't think there's any, apart from some teeth damage to the ring and pinion, which again is fine. You can drive it like that. That's not a crippling thing. But if these two teeth inside of here that connect the two axle shafts together, if those aren't touching, then yeah, it's not gonna hold. Durr! Why does it sound like it's got an exhaust leak? Probably because it's not fucking connected to nothing. Your exhaust should not be doing this. Look at that. You know why? Because way the hell up there in that little hole, I don't know if you can see where I'm pointing because I don't have the screen on my side. That's the end of the exhaust over here, and that's the beginning way over there inside the hole going through that cross member. Yeah. Go figure. Somebody cut out the whole damn exhaust system. Why does it sound like it's got a hole in it? There's a good question. That is something that I can fix myself, but that's not going to be a today thing. I am going to need... I don't see... I was starting to clean out some of this garbage. I don't see any exhaust pieces in here apart from one little piece. To fix the exhaust, I'm thinking, pull the bed off, throw it away, find one to replace it with. That's what I would rather do than try to screw with that one, try to patch those rusty spots and all that kind of crap. Take it off, throw it away. I think the color scheme that I want to go with for this truck is going to be just all black. Black on black on black. I want to get black headlights, black taillights, black grille, black bumpers, etc., etc. Again, $1,000 delivered for a truck that only real problem is the separation between the spider gears and the rear axle, the leaking brake line, and the hole in the fuel tank. That's the only real problems that this thing has. That's not a bad price. All I got to do is just have that fixed, you know. Maybe, I can't imagine that costing more than $500. If it costs $1,000, that's extreme. to fix that and the brake line. Okay, so I guess it's not a Bauer. I thought it was a Bauer. It looks exactly like a fucking Bauer, but it's called Earthquake. Well, 1,200 foot-pounds. Let's see if I can break the shit out of this thing. From 120 foot-pounds to 1,200 foot-pounds, and that still isn't enough. Last time I tried one of these things on a Chevy, it was too powerful. Now, it's just a little bitch. But he's so cute that he tried. Oh, the little baby, he's so tired. The Earthquake is so tired. Whatever, let's patch the hole in this bitch so we can call it a day. I have a VersaChem heavy duty fuel tank repair kit. I went to AutoZone, I went to Advance, and then I had to go to O'Reilly's. It's like wanting to do some shopping, and no matter what, you still ended up at eBay. And then I got JB Weld just in case on top of it. Supposedly this thing has a little fiberglass cloth which is supposed to help with the repair. It looks like it shows a little rubber strip kind of a thing, almost like for a tire repair kit. Hopefully that's in there. I seriously doubt it is, but man, would that be nice. I wonder... yeah, no, probably... yeah, no, I probably threw all that stuff away. If I could use whatever glue stuff this is, and then use one of those little tire patch, little rubber strip things that you get when you got a little cut in your tread or whatever. If I could just use one of those, I'd probably be golden. Don't forget the claim, people. World is strongest bond. Which is two kinds of wrong. So it's probably not going to hold, but there's nothing wrong with hoping. 2, make sure that you always read the instructions. Make sure you roughen up the area before you apply it. Give it the best chance to stick. I also put a bolt in the hole that is actually in there so that it will give it even less of a chance for the gasoline to leak out. And I make sure I pre-filled the hole with some of this putty stuff first. Then I screwed that in there. Then I covered the screw. Then I put the little fiberglass sheet on there. Then I covered that. So here's hoping. Hey, we got to try something. And you know what? Anybody that tells you not to even try and just go buy a brand new gas tank and all that kind of shit, they either A, own their own gas tank company and are just trying to get your money, or 2, they've lost all hope for the future and are just dead inside. But you know what? If the world wasn't full of people like that, well, Donald Trump wouldn't have took office. So anyway, while that's drying, we're going to see if we can clean up some of this brake dust and everything that's accumulated on the wheel. I decided to go with SuperTech this go around. Usually I go with Brake Clean, K-L-E-E-N. I think this stuff was $1 cheaper, and I wanted to get 6 things of it, so waste not, want not. Oh, yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Does it work there too? No. Oh, yeah, look at it. Oh, Billy Mays Hayes here. I'm here to tell you about the brand new OxiClean. It slices, it dices, it washes away all of the scum and mildew that would make your mother sick in your bedroom. Yeah, that's right now. If you want to clean up your bedroom, here you go. This is what you need, OxiClean. Man, what a difference. Wow. If you need to clear up a bunch of rust and corrosion, use OxiClean. Look at that, just like new. And again, haha, just like new. New for a Chevy. That's right, this new and improved formula of OxiClean Look at that! It's guaranteed to replace soap and water. And who needs an ozone layer? The power of OxiClean compels you. This truck is clean. So the whole problem with trying to repair the fuel tank isn't that you're trying to repair a plastic fuel tank, and isn't that everybody around you saying, don't do it, it's not worth it, blah, 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 it's not going to work, blah, blah, blah. The issue is that I had to go to 3 different auto parts places to get this stuff. All I can do is think that either nobody's had success with it, either because they're not paying attention to the directions or because it's a shit product. Either one of those possibilities is possible. Or just nobody has needed to use them, because this stuff has been sitting on the shelf. This one in particular, this Versa Chem, when I got it, they were talking to each other about it. They're like, hey, yeah, you remember 6 months ago when you asked me about that? There it is, still sitting there. So that's been sitting on the shelf for a long ass time. That was just 6 months after they noticed it, or somebody had called about it or something like that. And I'm the first person in 6 months to ask these people about such a product. So it's not a hot ticket item. Maybe that means either they don't work or nobody's using them. Nobody has had a need to use them. I don't know, whatever it is, but it does have me worried that this is probably not going to work, either because it doesn't work or because it's been sitting on the shelves so damn long that the chemicals and whatever else inside this stuff doesn't work anymore. And unlike food, they don't put an expiration date or anything on this stuff. I mean, you can't just grab a product off of your shelf and assume it's going to work as if it's brand new, even though it's been sitting on your shelf since 1992. So here we are the next day. Now, it did dry brown as the instructions said, but it is a little tacky. It is a little hard, but it's also a little soft. Now, that does make me wonder if either I didn't use enough hardener, or maybe the hardener and whatever the other chemical is just is past its expiration date. I'm going to hope and pray, however, but I'm also going to do something else. And this is that something else. It's aluminum foil tape. It does really good at blocking RFID. I'm hoping, because this stuff, when I put this on my windshield, was extremely difficult to get off. I'm hoping that I can put it up here, and it'll be a pain in the ass to come off. That's what I'm hoping. And a bunch of layers of aluminum foil tape. And again, this is probably not a permanent solution, but if it was something that you needed to do just to get back on the road, or for a truck that you just bought and you're still trying to figure out if it's worth a dime or a dollar or a million, well, hopefully that'll work. I did clean the tank, this whole area, beforehand with soap and water and hand cleaner to get off all the grease and grime and glue and gasoline and whatever else that may be on there to prevent all this stuff from sticking. So that may be something you also need to do. Wow, I am just blessed with natural talent. I mean, you can't even tell there's a patch on there. Apart from the rust down here, when you take that garbage plastic bed liner out, I don't see too much damage. Not very much corrosion in here at all. So I don't know, maybe the bed will be worth salvaging? So right now I'm trying to figure out why my damn stereo doesn't work in this thing. And while taking everything apart, I see there's a whole bunch of cut wires underneath there. So maybe that has something to do with it. So I'll get in there and reconnect those. But I'm actually looking online to see how the hell you actually get the stereo out. I thought it was as simple as you push this tab down, you push that tab down, you pull it out. But for some damn reason, mine seems to be jammed in there. So I'm probably going to have to use a bunch of elbow grease or something and yank on the thing. Or maybe this doesn't even belong. Or unless there's something else in there that's just jamming it up so that I can't get this thing out. And I'll tell you one of the dumbest damn things I just got done seeing while trying to figure out how to do this. One guy's how-to video, all he said was, put the shifter down, take out this bezel that's already been taken out, and remove the stereo. That's his fucking how-to guide? He doesn't tell you to push these tabs down. He doesn't show a photo of it. He doesn't show his finger doing this. Nothing. Wow, fuck that guy. Man, what the hell was holding it up? I was assuming it was like super glued in place or something, because I could get one side to wiggle, but I couldn't get the other side. Obviously, it looks like somebody stole the stereo at one point, or tried to, or this stereo probably doesn't even go to this truck. I mean, it'd be one thing if there was a serial number that matches up to the VIN number in the vehicle specifically, but yeah, I what the hell? I gotta figure out all of this. So I need to try to figure out what this big black wire over here is. It's not the antenna wire, because this is the antenna wire. I have no idea what the hell this goes to, and it doesn't look like it goes to anything in the back of the... Maybe this goes to the amplifier? No, red is supposed to be your power wire. It's supposed to be the ground. So these just all go to the speakers? Yeah, now it makes sense. That black wire actually houses a bunch of different wires inside of it, because I couldn't find these black wires. I couldn't find this exposed, just protectionless little wire by itself. Well, all that stuff is inside that black wire. So if you open it up, I was about to say, oh, look at that. The little clock came on the screen over here. Come on, you were working. I don't know what the hell any of that was. Come on. Now, I don't think somebody's tried to steal this thing. I think that pothead that I bought this truck from, I think he went in there and cut it up, because nothing else is damaged. Nothing else looked like it was forced and broken and whatever else. It looks like it was meticulously taken apart, and then instead of just popping the plugs out like a non-drug addict, this fucking idiot went in and just cut the wires. So, what the hell is that noise? Something in the air vent thing, because I got that unhooked. Anyway, I'm hoping that he also didn't cut the wires that go down to the CD thing, although that may be why there's two sets of wires going in the back of the stereo. But anyway, I got them all patched up. The clock was on. I hear it doing stuff when I hit that button. I wonder if I put a CD in that thing, if it'll... Alright, you sorry son of a human, you listen to me and you listen well. If you eat my GNR, I'm gonna be pissed. And you will no longer exist if I get pissed. Here we go. Is there a disc already in there? Okay. That was weird that it took you a while. Are you even on? Oh, you motherfucker. It's a goddamn good thing I didn't use a good CD. Oh. Okay, how the hell do I override this thing and make it spit out the CD? Alright, I got my CD back. As for turning on, though, I still can't make that happen. It said 1:00, and that's the most I've ever seen that thing do, and I can't get it to do it again. So, I don't know. Either I'm going to buy a completely different stereo and hook it up and hope that it works, or I don't know, maybe... Oh, God, I really don't feel like sitting here with trying to diagnose an electrical problem for this damn thing, or running a wire from the battery all the way to this thing just to see if it'll turn on, but... Oh. I have no idea what time it is. Wait. Try this again. Don't you fucking screw me again. Come on. Come on. Yeah, right in your hole. Yeah, you like that, don't you? Come on. What the hell? Push recall to get it this second. Anything? Does this not even go to this truck? Is it... You motherfucker. I think we're going to go ahead and end the video off here. You'll notice the truck's in a different position. The reason for that, I took whatever fuel I could out of the tank of the Nova, which wasn't very much, poured it into the tank so I could actually start the thing. I was going to head into town so that I could get some more gas. I loaded up the fuel tanks, my little red gas cans, and I was going to drive into town and get some fuel so that I could come back and fix everything else. Well, one, I did learn that the AC doesn't work, and probably doesn't work because the fans aren't even turning on, so there's no air whatsoever. Fuse, doubtful, so whatever electrical issue, that needs to be resolved as well. If I was going to have any work done to the truck, I'm going to have a tow truck take it all the way to the shop, because I will not be able to drive it into town. Why can't I drive it into town? Because the leaking brake line, which is the reason I don't have hardly any brake fluid, when I put this thing in reverse, all it did was roll, and when I mashed the brake pedal to the floor, the truck didn't want to come to a stop. So luckily I didn't go very far, but that was a bit alarming, so I definitely don't want to be taking this thing down the road with no brakes at all. Also, when I put it in four-wheel drive so that it would move forward, because two-wheel drive, I could hear this thing grinding back here and not wanting to move at all. Put it in four-wheel drive, it didn't want to move for a little bit. I put it back into park, put it back into drive, and the four-wheel drive then engaged and pulled forward, which is making me think there's another issue there. So whether or not the four-wheel drive is working properly, I'm going to have that looked at as well. So, like I said, I'm going to end this video off here, and hopefully the next time you guys see this, it will be back from the shop with its new parts and all of its issues solved by the professionals.